So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm making this episode with the context of letting you guys know what exactly is Tomiyasu doing in the training. When is his return? Mikel Arteta opened up about him and a lot of stuffs. We're going to talk about that. Before the West Ham game, Mikel Arteta said a lot of things. Also, we're also going to talk about Victor Osimhen's. We're going to talk about his agent. We're also going to talk about Hector Bellerin's final program. We're going to also talk about Julian Brandt, Serge Gnabry, Darwin Nunez. What exactly Arsenal are trying to cook in this transfer window? Arsenal's transfer policy opened up about it by Mikel Arteta. So the first news is, of course, Mikel Arteta talking about Takehiro Tomiyasu's ability. He says, ability with his weaker foot. He says, when we followed the player, it's one of the things that I came across, and it gives you a lot of solutions. He can use both feet. He can play right centre back, left back. That gives you enormous variability. About Tomiyasu, Arteta also said that it's the way they've been raised and coached since a really young age. That's what he says. So for him, left and right is the same. I asked him how he's been coached. It's always very interesting things we can take on board and get involved and implement in our club. Now, on if Tomiyasu can start, Mikel Arteta said, you only know that after a player's been out for a long spell. When you put him on the pitch, he hasn't started any matches yet. He's lacked a bit of time on the pitch, so it's a decision we will make tomorrow. Let them make the decision. But here's the best part. Journalist asked Mikel Arteta, you've identified talents already about the transfer window. Mikel nodded. Journalist said that's regardless of where you finish in the Champions League possibly. Arteta said it's not as easy as that, but the plan is very clear. They have identified who they want in the transfer window. And in the summer transfer window, Arsenal have made merry in the summer transfer window since Arteta is there at the club. So this transfer window might be one of the biggest in terms of spending, in terms of, let's see. Moving on talking about official confirmation that Thomas Partey's season is almost done and dusted. So Mikel said he's progressing, but he had a significant injury, so we don't expect him to make progress quickly enough to see him again this season. Hopefully, I am wrong. Well, Arsenal fans are really going to be blasting Edu for this one. But here's a news coming from Kicker via GGFN. They say that West Ham are ready to pay a fee of just under 25 million euros to sign Stuttgart defender Konstantinos Mavropanos. On loan from Arsenal, Stuttgart would have to pay around 3 million euros to make this move permanent and could then move Mavropanos on a significant return. So, Arsenal have already, it's a deal that, even if they get relegated, Konstantinos Mavropanos will sign for Stuttgart forever, permanently for a 3 million euros transfer amount. Now West Ham want Mavropanos, and it looks like Stuttgart are going to get a big windfall of they will sell him for 21 million pounds minimum. So they're going to get 22 million euros out of it. So they're going to make the most out of it according to this report. West Ham do require centre backs, not just one, not just two. Then I think they need a couple minimum. Moving on, David Ornstein on Arsenal's interest in Gabriel Jesus. He says nothing is advanced at this point in time in terms of club to club, but I think it's gone quite far in terms of those conversations between Edu and Jesus' camp. So Edu and Jesus, they have already had talks. And here's another combination, Paulo Dybala. Well, according to James Ollie, Arsenal are among 4 Premier League clubs and a host of top European sides to have made contact with Paulo Dybala's representatives over a potential free transfer this summer. Sources insisted there are as yet no advanced talks between any club and Dybala. That is crazy. So they're talking about Dybala, they're talking to Gabriel Jesus. Why don't they talk about Gnabry? Well, why not, man? You're talking about a wide forward, a wide attacking focal point. I think Serge Gnabry is still stalling with that contract with Bayern Munich. You never know. I think it's going to be vicious. Serge Gnabry return would be fantastic, along with another player in Jesus, which clearly means that Nicola Pepe is out for sure. And Darwin Nunez could be another player that we should be linking at. But everyone on Twitter also, I've seen that people are talking about Darwin Nunez to Arsenal. If Arsenal can pay 80 million for Victor Osimhen, why not Darwin Nunez? I'll tell you what, I don't think so either of the players have proved that they're that much worth. I really don't think so they have proven anything of that sort, because Darwin Nunez for me is around 40 to 45 million pounds kind of a player. Um, Top I'd pay Osimhen is 50 because before going to Napoli at Lille, he was a fantastic player. At Napoli, he is still trying to be that goal scoring machine for them. Started well this season, could not capitalize on it. So I think, and why I'm saying that is because, according to Sky Italy, Victor Osimhen's agent visited Napoli yesterday. Napoli are happy to keep Osimhen, but they would talk if any offer of 100 million euros arrives from the Premier League. Arsenal, United, and Newcastle are all interested. So I personally do not in any way, shape, or form believe that either Darwin Nunez or Victor Osimhen are worth that much amount of money. They are not. They're not. And I understand why Benfica are asking that crazy amount for Darwin Nunez. They just sold Failish for a craziest amount in this transfer window ever that you could sell a forward. They sold him for that much. So and they really conned Atletico Madrid into it. My God, that was crazy. Anyways, so according to a source named Estadio Sports Stadium, they say that Hector Bellerin has informed Arsenal of his desire to move to Betis. The player is pressing to complete the deal as he will reduce his salary significantly and pressure Arsenal to reduce his price. Information close to the player confirms that if the deal is completed, it would be worth probably much less than 10 million euros. So Hector Bellerin has found a place that he can be happy at, and it looks like he would even go to the extent, he would even request Arsenal that do not come in between my happiness and let me move away from Arsenal. Well, all the best to him. That's all I want here. Moving on. So, if you remember this guy linked with Arsenal before us thinking of signing Martin Odegaard on a permanent transfer, Julian Brandt to Arsenal was linked with passion. I don't know who did that, but with passion, people tried to link him with Arsenal. So, Julian Brandt is eyeing a move to the Premier League this summer, according to Sport Bild. I don't even understand who would want to get him, but I don't know, Newcastle, Aston Villa would want to be ambitious and try to get him. Let's see if that is going to be happening or not. So, one of the players is really ready, and one of them is Gianluca Scamacca. So, speaking to on Rio Ferdinand Presents 5, Fabrizio Romano had something to say about it. He says, Yes, Scamacca will leave Sassuolo. He extended the contract a few days ago, but he will leave Sassuolo. It was an extension to allow a potential loan with obligation to buy clause. So that's why he extended the contract. And yes, there are many clubs interested in him. In January, Borussia Dortmund were asking about him. There are many clubs interested. So many clubs interested in Gianluca Scamacca. Was linked strongly to Arsenal as well. Probably because of his height. Maybe people are not going to talk much about his footballing ability. Technically a very good player, but yeah, did not impose himself into that Sassuolo side in the second half of the league. So let's see. Moving on, so final update about Ruben Neves. So Paul Merson has reacted to whether Arsenal should or should not sign him. Merson says, if I was Arsenal, I'd be going after Ruben Neves. Manchester United are going to be after him as well. I'm not sure how Wolves are going to keep him at the club, to be honest. Just yesterday, I said that Bruno Laga wants 100 million for him, and it looks like things are looking difficult for Wolves to keep hold of him. Let's see if they can or not. It's up to them. So, yeah. So, let me know what you guys think about this news. Would you take Ruben Neves? Let me know. Imagine the attack with Gabriel Jesus, Serge Gnabry, competing for that 11. My God, Saka, Martinelli, that would be super crazy. My God, what an 11, what an attacking threat that we would try to bring to the Premier League. With this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing. I will see you in the next one. Cheers.